Hey, good evening, everyone. And sorry because I made this video quite late. Actually, I was waiting for more questions to come, but I just got the same amount of the question that ended up on Friday. But anyway, I'll go through the, I will call tutorial because actually it's going to be a tutorial about how to follow up with this subject. And we can start that by the end of the week number 3. And I hope it's going to be we are going to have more clear vision when we're going to have finishing this video, which is not going to be last for so long. So I will start first with showing my screen. And here we're going to see the modules. Okay, so before I get to go to modules, I'll go to the home video, page. So we start following up with this subject from here. We know everything about the subject outline. We know about the plan for this subject. I mean, the teaching plan. I'm going to share this one very soon. And also at the same time, we need to know about how to prepare for the quiz, because I know that though that this subject is informative subject, is have too much information that you need to learn to build up a good background in the engineering manufacturing topics, which is going to be the keywords for you to be a successful engineers, mechanical or mechatronic or even civil, whatever the thing is that you will need to know many of the manufacturing processes in order to be not able only to design something, but also as about how to be able to select the proper manufacturing process and also know the properties of the materials required for your design in the future. So you can see that we have many announcements here coming from time to time. For example, reply inquiries about the tool and the equipment training. You can, well, many people ask me this question, but simply you can read that. Anish actually give you the answer about this one. Okay, so what he said that students who complete the tools and the equipment training in the TAFE or the mechanical design studio in previous session do not need to do the tool and equipment training again, but they need to complete just the laser cutting induction if they haven't done yet. So that's one of the things. Now, the other thing I'm actually worried about is going to be about the assignment. Then that's something that is going to be discussed very soon. But now we're going to talk about how to follow up with this subject. First, we can see that here we have these modules. Actually, this is not a student view, but anyway, you will see that we are going to have some information about the field trip which is coming out this week. And you'll know how to register for this trip and how to go to there and other details. And about the payment is paid trip. And we have limited seats. But I'm going through the modules. So we had the introduction module, the fundamental of the engineering materials. We had the week number 2, which was about the properties, enhancement processes. And the previous week, you had the metal solidification processes. Now, many of the students said, okay, now we already passed 3 weeks. Is that too late for us? And the question is no, definitely it's not going to be too late, as long as you can start from now and going forward. I don't want you to wait till the week number 6 and make things much harder for you. If you want to prepare for the quiz, you should start preparing for the quiz from now. We are going to have also a project that is going to help you once again to gain more marks rather than just passing the subject. So I'm going to have a look on how to study, starting from the week number 4, which is starting tomorrow. So I'm going to have a look now about the module for the week number 4, just a brief overview, and see how the thing is going to be happened. So the module number 4, once again, we're going to talk about the formation processes after that's usually going to be follow the process of the casting. So you remember that we said the casting is solidification process. We melt the metal, we form them either as a parts or we form them as an ingots. And the ingots, once again, is going to be formed to have different parts, like what we have in the case of the forging. But this is not my case right now. The case is how to prepare for the quiz. So now what we are going to see here that in every subject, I told you what did we cover from the textbook. So this is chapter 17 from Michael Gruber textbook. fundamental of the modern manufacturing materials, processes, and systems. This is the 6th edition. And actually myself, I bought the 5th edition years ago, and I'm still using this one. And you will see that there will be some differences between the fundamental of the metal forming, for example, from the edition 4 and the edition 5 and edition 6, because they just keep shifting the things. So if I get to go through the copy of the book I have, and we're going to see how to study for this subject. First, I'm going to start with the book. You can see here that I can check actually what do we have there. We have the shaping, that's manufacturing processes. We do have, I think it's going to be chapter 17 as well. So this was the solidification process that we covered earlier. Metal casting processes, different way. You can see actually that I made two chapters to be summarized in short videos and also in one slides that came from the previous subjects. The glasswork is going to be covered soon. The heat treatment and the finishing has been covered earlier in the week number 2. The shaping processes for the plastic, this will be something to be covered later as well. Let's go to the process of the formings, which is going to include something like the rolling, the forging, the extrusion, and other types. So start from the part 4. Okay, so here we're going to have the forming processes. And you can see that it will be chapter 17 as mentioned earlier, because this is version 5, which is different from 4, where you can find some of the things to be different. Now, the most important thing in this book is how to prepare for the quiz, and all the quiz questions came from here, the review questions. So you can see that in the review questions, these are very short actually, and I use most of them as a part of the assessment, but it's not going to be coming just directly like that. And also I made my own questions, which are going to be covered by the videos that we have and the slides. I'm going to show you the slides soon. Okay, for example, what the difference between the DB drawings and the bar drawings. Okay, maybe I'm not going to have it this way, but I'm going to have some details that if you understand what the DB drawing is and what the bar drawing is, and I can make it as true or false, or I can make it as select the best option for the answer. And once again, how does increasing in temperature affects the parameters in the flow curve equation? We mentioned something about that earlier when we talked about the heat treatment or the strain hardening, and we also talked about the elasticity and plasticity of the materials, and we talked about ductility and brittleness. So you should understand this stuff. So you will find all the answers of all these questions within the videos, within the book, which you can get a copy of it. And we also can have that through these slides that I prepared for you. Now we come to the other part on how to find preparation questions. You can find that through the problems, but I don't want you to try all these problems. I use it in another subject actually as an exam questions, but for you, the life is going to be much easier by following that. So this is a video, fundamentals for the deformation processes. And we have the bulk deformation processes here. This will actually going to tell you what are these processes that we have. And in the following section, all these things is going to be described one by one. Once again, I make short videos which are not that long, that you can go through them and understand the topics. I can see actually there's a good participation from the students putting the questions here. And this actually makes me feel proud of you guys. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, so again, the rolling processes. We have a question here about what are the drag and drop the words in the boxes. What is number 1, what's number 2, and so on. And you can find this diagram available in the slide we have. for the forging and other stuff. So we're going to have a look to this slide actually. This was previously in the previous subject, lecture number 5 material, and you can see that here we're going to have the fundamental element of forming, and we're talking about the bulk deformation and the sheet metal working, and this will be the most important thing that we need to go through. I think that the forging should be here as well. I cannot find it, but anyway, that's strange. The forging is here, yeah. The forging, extrusion, the rolling and deformation processes, and we have the wire and the wire drawings, and also the sheet metal working, which we're going to deal instead of a bulk startup. We're going to start with a thin sheet. So anyway, you can see that I explained everything in this sheet. Everything actually in the chapter 17 has been moved to here with, of course, show the density of the tanks is much less than the one we have in the book. So the other thing that we can actually study every week is going to be the end of the module tutorial questions. So if I'm going to go back once again to the module itself, and I'm going to go to the module week number 4, you will find out that we have a tutorial question. Let's call them a tutorial questions. They are actually not a real tutorial because we're not going to be sit together and do the answering. So you can see that we have an example for the rolling, forging, the extrusion, the punch dyeing, and the bending processes. If I'm going to have a look for this example, you will see that I simplify the question as much as I can by give you the equations. Okay, and then we give you the example what you're going to use these questions. Equation. So actually, this one does contain the answer, but I'm going to go through with you tomorrow about how to do the solution for this one. I hope that I'll try actually. The problem is I just moved to a new house and don't know where's my stand, so I can't write down on the paper. But I'll try to do my best on actually how to put things on a paper and show you how to do the steps of the calculation. Or maybe later I can post a video for you on how to do this calculation if you need me to explain it furthermore. In the final quiz, you are going to have one-step calculation. For example, I will ask you to find the value for the force. So in that case, I will give you the value for the, because the force actually is going to be calculated using the equation of this one. Okay, so you need to find the force stress, the width, and the length. So to do that, I should give you, if I would like to find the force, I should give you the value for the YF, which is the flow stress. I should give you the value for the L, and should give you the value for the width. So you just need to apply one step or maximum 2 steps. Like for example, I will give you the value for the E. I should give you the value, sorry, for the yield stress. I should give you the value for the strain, the M value, and you should do the calculation to find the value of the flow stress based on the equation that provided here. So what we are going to do tomorrow is that while I'm going to show you these questions, I would like to write down the notes. So by writing down the notes, you are going to be able to prepare for the quiz from now. Okay, so I'm going to close this question. The same questions actually again, same way we're going to have in the following examples. You only need to add just a simple numbers in the equations and get the answers. The questions, yes, it's not going to be out of the question we have here. That's what the calculation, everything will be coming from the examples we have here. Now, let's go to the question that's been posted by the student on the Teams. So I will go to the question that we have sent here. Why I don't have them all, but anyway, I think there was more replies. Yep. So let's take a look at the question we have here. Should we go through the weekly videos and the lectures, or we will have all the contents needed by just watching the videos? Well, to be honest, watching the videos will help you to be an introduction for the studying. Okay, so you will find the outlines has been given in 5 minutes lecture video. It's not going to be a full details. So you will need mainly to have a look and then go to the end of the review, the end of the chapter question, which is the review questions. Take some notes about the calculation questions and go from there. Now, can we attend some of the other labs in the class for any reason? Okay, now for this thing, is this actually more management issue rather than the teaching issue? So please contact Dr. Dongbingwi about this point. Practice quiz, yes, there will be a demo quiz, which is something like 20% of the total size of the major quiz. Can we have metrology next week? Okay, now the best way is watch the video that we have in the module. Okay, just watch the videos that we have in the modules. That will teach you actually how to use the different parts. Now, okay, so I think that we just answered all these questions. Now, if you have any more question, you can send me a message and again to answer you about that. Now, once again, the key to success with this one is do the end of the chapter questions. Try to take notes for all the examples that we had, the calculation questions, because they're going to be all in the major quiz. I will check with Dr. Dongbin about releasing all the demo quiz earlier this semester so you can follow up. Now, after we finish with that, we're going to start with the major project. 10%, by the way, is going to be for the metrology lab. The 30% is going to be for the major project and the mini project, which is going to be divided into 2 parts. One of them is going to be the hands-on materials project, which is how to make the wind turbine. And the other part is going to be writing a report. So writing a report can be either about any artifact that you as a group are going to choose, or we can talk specifically about the wind turbine manufacturing, different wind turbines. What we're going to work on is going to be a vertical axis wind turbine with a small size. So you can simply write down a report about how we are going to make that in real life scenario. What will be the type of the material or materials you are going to use to make your actual wind turbine that you're going to install in your farm or in your house. Okay, from there, you are going to collect the extra mark in order to get more than just passing. The passing for this subject, you should at least score 80% in the quiz, which is going to give you something like 48 degree out of 60 or 49 degree, and you can collect some marks from the metrology assessment, which is going to be running at the week number 4 in the lab. Okay, so thank you very much. Once again, please be sure that we are here to support you and teach you. We don't try to do anything that's actually going to hurt you. So if you need any support at any time, don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you and have a good night.